Time is now 7 p.m. I'd like to call this regular Board of Selectmen meeting to order and ask that you please rise and pledge allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. How about a roll call? Kevin Cunningham.
Becky Hewitt.
Thank you. And item C, if you can review to approve the minutes from 6/28/21.
I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from 6/28/21.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Public comment. Like this.
Standing.
All set. We have no old business at this time. Item F, which is new business, consider and act on the tax refunds as requested by the tax collector totaling $690.85. Of that, A-Car Leasing LLC, $285.56. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank N.A., $342.51. And Vault Trust, $62.78.
Make a motion to approve the refunds to the tax collector in total of $690.85.
I'll second that.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. All right, item number 2, which is, I believe, also part of item number 3. You have in front of you item 2, discuss and act on setting a final public hearing on proposed charter revision recommendations. The charter revision has completed their task, and according to the way the state statutes reads out, that they had to produce their list to give it to the town clerk. Town clerk then returns the favor and gives that list to the Board of Selectmen. Board of Selectmen can have a final public hearing for the proposed charter revision recommendations. My recommendation is that we do just that, which would be immediately following after that would be for a special select meeting that same night to act on the final charter revision, and that gets us then to the point of giving it to the attorney for its final review for the attorney. So, we could do a meeting call for a final public hearing for the town proposed changes to the charter revision for the Board of Selectmen to hear that, if possible, on the 28th of July. I'm not sure there's anything else going on because that's the last end of the week. Usually there's nothing at that point.
What day is that?
Oh, Wednesday. I'm sorry, Wednesday. And we could hold that at, I would propose to have that at July 28th at 6:30 p.m. Immediately following would be the special Board of Selectmen meeting to finalize.
So I will make a motion to set the date for the final public hearing for the proposed charter revision recommendations for Wednesday, July 28th at 6:30 p.m. and the special Board of Selectmen meeting to act on the final charter revision immediately following the 6:30 meeting.
I'll second.
Okay, thank you. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. And the final thing we have here would be to review the affordable housing plan for the public information meeting results. Now the results, if you take a look at item 4, what I've provided you with is a copy of the PowerPoint presentation that was done on June 7th. Very well documented, and it was presented by, let's see if I can picture his last name, John Biskowski. And John did the presentation. That's the PowerPoint that goes with it. We don't have to act on this at this point. There's still some review to do. And John said he would keep in touch with us if there's any modifications that need to be made. But I thought it would be important at least to give you a heads up of what they're looking at. This is also tying back into what the state is looking for affordable housing, low-income housing. And I think there's a lot of work later on, just so you know. So the draft was presented by John. We did review it, and there were some questions that came from the audience. And the issue that we have with this is that each of the boards and commissions is going to have a hand in what goes on, the changes. There is a lot of work to that. I think if you went back to review the video of that, you'd see that there were a lot of questions, that how much details are involved in it. And I think that it's a very comprehensive plan. We are currently at a 12% threshold for affordable housing. There are some new restrictions by the state of Connecticut. You can see some of the different options that other towns did already. And they have some very, very nice work being done for affordable housing in other towns. It's something in Plainfield I don't think we've neglected. I think we've done a pretty good job of staying on top of it. But it's something that we don't want to, again, push to the side. We want to work with whatever the state has for their plans.
You made note on one of these pages. What is affordable housing?
Yeah, that's a definition.
CHFA, USDA mortgages, we put parentheses only. Is that?
Yeah, there's some others. I can get more detail from John on what they had. I guess you got a copy from my notes from that night.
It's like on
The good thing I would say from that page,
like the fourth page. Yeah.
The good thing from that meeting from that night was that there were a few people that actually attended, and they were here listening, intently what was going on. So I like the idea that people were at least interested in what was happening with that. Page 4. Yeah, CFHA, USDA mortgages only at that point, but I still want to follow it up with him and see, is there any other thing that could be modified from the state of Connecticut? And I wanted a little more definition for the government assistance for senior and disabled. Because whatever we vote on to say this is under our plan has to be then something that's approved by, approved and adopted by planning and zoning, so they have an understanding of what's in front of them. The other thing I would like to know is what changes we have to make into our P&C regs, if any, or do we just go by the state changes and they're adopted through the state? So that's just for your review. I can get any other details from John if you'd like. If you have any other questions, I can make sure I bring them to John. All right. With that, go into some brief things for other. We did get a Connecticut State Library historic documents preservation grant, so that is for $5,500 to work on some more preservation for the town clerk's office. I will say that there's also some items that are going on over the next few weeks. As a matter of fact, tomorrow, July 13th, noon to 8 p.m., there's a referendum to approve the matching state grant for Dow Road Bridge project. And that goes at all 4 villages for normal voting. The next thing up is also in this week, is July 15th, 5 to 9 p.m., the bike night downtown Plainfield. And that is rain or shine. August 6th, we'll be having fireworks at 9 p.m. at the Shepherd Hill Sports Fields. For those people who have questions over where you could park, you can give a call to the town hall. We'll try to help you out with allocations of where you could park. If it's raining that night, we have a rain plan for August 7th, which happens to be August 7th from 10 to 3 at the Lions Park. That is the Plainfield Business Association putting together to celebrate Plainfield Day. And there's lots of events lined up for that. So if it's raining on the 6th, we'll put the fireworks right after that in the evening, 9 o'clock. Next thing is August 8th at 101. That's the kickoff for the VJ Parade. So it's a very busy weekend. And that's all I have right now. Anything else for other?
One question.
Yep.
At the last Board of Selectmen meeting, Mr. Sharon was talking about the walking trail and the money that we received for that. What's the next step in that project?
Well, we're still not, it's not finalized per se, we're just on the next step. So we're waiting still for the federal government to say this is it. And once we do that, we have to put a plan together so we can come up with the allocations for monies, whether that be over a 1 or 2 year period. I think it's something that can be spread out, but I have to check with Congressman.
So our local boards and commissions, such as Board of Selectmen, Board of Finance, should we be talking about this, you think, in the next month or so?
Sure.
On the agenda?
Yep. Yeah, as soon as something comes up from the federal government, we can then get that information and share it with all the boards.
Okay. So do you think maybe August meeting?
I'm hoping, but we'll see how the federal government's going to come forward with monies. Anything else? Hearing none, entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second that.
Motion's made and a second. All in favor say aye.
All right.
Aye. Thank you all.